right, and we are live.
We did it.
We're here. Yay.
Yay. We're both kind of tired.
Yeah, both kind of tired. I think I might be getting a little bit sick.
Woo.
I left work early so I could take a nap.
Not good.
Yeah, not feeling great, but oh well, it is what it is. Happy May. This is your first May episode.
Oh god, it is, and it's the fucking 15th. We're so far into the month already. Right,
Yeah.
we did a new one last week, and I was gone the week before, so.
Yep. So last week we Sean has been gone for 2 weeks now. Just like to get that out there. If you don't know or remember, he's in Budapest. I think
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Just name a country, then he might be there.
Yeah, throw a dart at a map or something. You might find him.
I am curious, like if he did the pin on whatever countries you've been to thing. How
I think
much
he
it would
does.
cover.
I'm pretty sure he does.
Okay, that's cool.
I would love to see when he comes back if he does have one of those. He should take a picture and like show us because that'd be interesting.
I would be curious. Yeah.
Yeah. That guy likes to travel. I mean, as someone who hates traveling, I don't get it, but yeah. I like being places.
And as someone who gets in trouble when they travel, I probably won't ever.
Yeah, that's fair. I like being in a place and checking stuff out, but I hate the actual process of getting there. I can't stand it. I hate flying.
I mean, that's fair. I hate the prepping for traveling. That's what I hate.
Yeah.
Packing the suitcase and everything is just the annoying thing.
Yep.
I hate doing it. And I got to do it because we're going to a con next month, so.
You know, it's funny because I didn't realize, I think last week now, that PAX was happening, and it made me realize the reason why I don't know some of these things are even happening anymore, and the only way I knew they were happening is because you would go to them.
Traveling, yeah, I know.
Yeah. So I just had no
I had
idea.
A feeling I was your clock, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I got nothing to do for a while. Like PAX East didn't want us this year. MomoCon didn't want us. I'm like Odafest is this weekend, so I'm just gonna go say hi to some friends. But like I'm not on the clock for that. And then like we're gonna do too many games next month. So like that's the only con I have lined up so far this year. Supposedly I might still have one
too.
Yeah, I'm gonna gamble it and see how it goes. So
Sure.
But I'm gonna try to cross the border in Calgary first because that would be the logical thing to do.
Yep.
And then just see where things go from there.
Yeah.
So if it goes good, then I guess I'll still have some cons at least later in the year. And if it goes bad, I love seeing you all and I'll miss you all.
I hate how, like, even though it's a joke, it's kind of not. Yeah. And, like, part of me was saying, too, like, even if you had engagements there, at this point, would you even want to do some of them? Like, would you even want to travel some of those spots? So, who knows?
Orlando's fine, but Florida's not. But, like, the con that we do in Florida is, like, one of the few that pays. Like, they cover flight, hotel, and they actually give, like, a proper stipend and everything.
Okay.
And honestly, like, other than it being Florida, like, being, like, super warm and shit, like, the con itself's great. So,
yeah.
I'd be sad to miss out on that one, but, like, I've done 20-plus PAXs in my life. I think I can part with the PAX for a couple years.
Sure, yeah. Yeah. Something about PAX, I don't know. It lost its luster for me a long time ago, and I don't know why, because I generally don't mind PAX, but I guess all of them have.
I think you have the same issue I have, where you've just been to too many, and they just don't feel special anymore.
Yeah, like, it's all... The thing is that at some point you just go to, like, hang out with people. You're not there for the thing anymore. So, like, last PAX...
That's extremely what I do. Like, if I'm, like, MagFest, we love MagFest. We only go for socializing in our show. Like...
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I'll maybe do some shopping there. That's about it.
The last PAX I went to, I think I spent more time just hanging around Seattle in the city with, like, a buddy than we actually did at the con floor. Because it's just a vacation.
Jeez.
So it is what it is. But yeah, anything going on this week for you? The last 2 weeks?
Tomorrow I'm going indoor skydiving.
Oh, which place? Oh, maybe you don't want to say. Oh, okay. Okay.
There's only so many in town.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, a couple of friends are coming into town. They're like, "Hey, do you want to go do I don't know if they mentioned or I mentioned." I was like, well, "You want to do something like wild?" I was like, "Let's do iFly." So we're gonna try indoor skydiving, see how that is.
Is that the one at Deerfoot?
Yeah, I think, is that the only one in town? Is there a second one? Some people keep telling me there's a second one, but I think that's the
there
only
might
one.
be a second one. That's the one I know because I drive by it every day for work, like every day.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you can't help but you can't miss it. It's a giant ass building that looks just like an arch. Like you cannot miss it.
Exactly, and it's in the middle of a parking lot. Like,
yeah, no, it's like you can't, like, you're driving down like the biggest highway in town next to the Trans-Canada.
Yeah,
and it's just like, oh, there's the giant iFly building that I don't know anyone who goes in there, but I guess it's there and has enough money to keep going.
I've never seen anybody that went in come out, but that's generally because I only
I've never seen anyone go in either, so it really balances out.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I was gonna say I've only seen them go in because I usually like have left by the time I don't stay around there.
Yeah, that's fair. They're like the bookings for those are like stupid long. They want us there like 45 minutes in advance, and then I think they say like the actual thing is 90 minutes.
Oh,
but like they do one person at a time based on like the training video they show you. Like you have to like sign a waiver. Like they give you a training video to watch so you can learn like the hand signals and stuff. And it's just like, I didn't expect this level of complication, but I guess I get it.
Yeah, weird. Okay. Yeah, you'll have to let us know how it goes because that seems like it would be fun.
I'm sure it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't remember how expensive it is. That's what I'm trying to remember because our friend booked it.
Oh, okay.
But like I am genuinely curious to see how this is going to be. I think it's going to be interesting because like I always wanted to do actual skydiving, but I know my luck, and I'm like, I shouldn't try actual skydiving. So
that's fair.
So let's see how this is. It doesn't help that I had friends that were actual skydiving instructors, and they told me horror stories. I'm like, yeah, no, not going to do actual skydiving. No.
No. Oh, yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, I don't like heights, so you will never see me skydive. I barely want to go into a plane, not jump out of one. Yeah.
I used to have a fear of heights as a kid too, so it's funny that I'm willing to do something like this.
Yeah.
And I've done cliff diving before.
Maybe that's what fixed you.
No, it really did not. Trust me. The cliff diving thing is like you jump and there's this moment of euphoria where you're like floating in midair and it feels like the most freeing experience ever. And then gravity kicks in and you're like, oh, I have made the biggest mistake of my life.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, no, I did that once. I don't think I'll ever do that again. But I have the experience. I can say that. So.
Sure. Sure. Well, there's no easy transition into this being the top-down perspective for May. What are we? 15th, halfway through May already.
Jesus. We're almost halfway through the year.
We're almost halfway through the year, yeah.
Wild.
I am Paul Fleck.
I'm Claire Wheeler.
And Sean Booker is... I actually don't know. He's somewhere.
We don't know. He's in
somewhere.
some country.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's playing something, but until he gets back to tell us, Claire, what have you been playing?
I've been working through Mortal Kombat 1 more. So they there's a bunch of single player stuff they get you to do. Like they do invasions. They started another invasion. The invasion list is on a loop now because they've gone through them all, and they've already announced they're not doing any more content.
Okay.
So that's available. So I'm just doing like the latest one, which is like Melina's. Where it's like a Melina from another world that has Shang Tsung's like intelligence is going around murdering other multiverses. So that one's been kind of neat to do. Yeah, no, the invasion things, they do a bunch of cool story things.
That's cool
with the game. Yeah, no, there's a bunch of things I like about it, but there's a lot of things I don't. Like the thing that they announced apparently yesterday, and I don't know, I doubt this made the news list, so I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
They announced their Ultimate Edition for Mortal Kombat 1, which usually means they are done adding content to the game.
Right.
It is $90 Canadian.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, if you have the base game already,
yeah,
it is $70 to upgrade.
What? No way.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I don't know. We were going over this last night on stream. It was fucking nuts. So if you have on Steam, if you have the game, Steam will like remove the parts you already have and lower the price. But it It is the DLC, the Chaos Reigns DLC, both character passes, so character pass 1 and 2.
Yeah.
A bunch of like pre-order content you couldn't get anymore, like costumes and stuff like that, like the Jean-Claude Van Damme skin and everything.
Yeah.
So you get like all this in like a big bundle. But like at least on Xbox, it doesn't adjust to know what you have, which is wild.
Yeah.
So if I bought that, I would be buying it solely for like some of the extra DLC packs, which I don't give a shit about.
Right.
Which makes it way funnier that the Chaos Reigns DLC is $60 Canadian. So that's just the pack there. Yeah, no, it gets worse. My copy of the game, I have it physically because I bought it day one.
Yeah.
But the Chaos Reigns DLC was $60. So I'm like, I don't want to spend $60 on this.
Yeah, of course.
I found out there was a sale going on Xbox while I was playing the game where if I bought the base game digitally and the DLC together, it costs $30.
Wait.
Yes. They were selling the DLC for $60 and the entire game and the DLC for $30. So I bought the game again.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's fucking dumb.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb.
Wow.
So what I'm saying is like fucking whoever's in control of pricing things, I assume it's someone at WB, they don't know shit.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, like I that was a sale I got it on apparently, but like still getting that for 30 when the base game was still, or when the base DLC was 60 was stupid.
Man, that's awful.
And the funny thing is, I think they sell a bundle already. Yeah, because that's what I bought. The bundle that I bought with the base game and the DLC was, I think full price was like 80 Canadian. And then this expansion, the ultimate edition is 90. So straight up, like you're spending $10 for like pre-order DLC skins, or you can just not get that and get it for like $10 cheaper.
Man,
it's a fucking mess. It's an absolute fucking mess.
And the monetization in game, like this, honestly, maybe I'm just done with Mortal Kombat after hearing this. Like, fuck them.
Dude, like,
it sucks.
I love Mortal Kombat. The story was great. I really liked the main story they did. There's some cool modes and shit like there and that, but like, man, there's too much shit to unlock. Like every character has like, it feels like hundreds of fucking costumes and palettes. And it's just too much, dude. I can't do it. And then like they have like the premium currency to get specific things unlocked, or you can fast track unlocking things for characters you don't want to play as and shit like that. And it's just, it sucks. No, I hate that that's what's happening in NetherRealm, because like 11 was great, 10 was great, 9 was great.
Yep. The other ones are hit and miss, depending.
It depends. I liked Injustice 1. I never played 2, but I heard people like 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what, like, NetherRealm wanted to keep going. They had plans for a third character pack, but I'm guessing they got told, but I don't know if it's because I heard Chaos Reigns sold terribly, which if they're selling it for $60 Canadian, I can see why.
Yeah, like, no shit, it sold terribly, damn.
Because that story chunk they gave you, that sucked. It was just not interesting.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they overcharged for it, too.
Yeah, so I mean the characters are great because I think you got Cyrax, Sector, Havoc, Noob Saibot. I don't think this is the pack that also had T1000 and Conan, and Ghostface. I think it's that same pack.
Okay, that makes sense. Yep.
Yeah, so like good stuff in it, but like man, just bombed in some other aspects. So I'm bummed out about it. I'll still do my dailies every now and then, but I'm just kind of burnt on it now because of all that.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you playing it on again? Xbox, right?
I'm playing on Xbox, but it has crossplay. But you have to like sign up for Warner Brothers like something or other, and I didn't bother.
Do you just use a controller, or do you have a fight stick sort of thing?
I just use a controller. Like since Mortal Kombat has a block button, it kind of feels better with controller anyways.
Yeah. It's always kind of been a controller game in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Makes
I've
sense.
enjoyed it. It's been fun otherwise, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Our game clearing game this month is Drawn to Life for the DS.
That was a cool ass game back then.
It's interesting. It's pretty basic and kind of boring currently.
Okay,
I'm not
yeah.
super jazzed about it. Like the stuff you get to create with like the art and everything, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But like it also gets a little tiring. It's like, oh, design this ice block. Design this ice block
Oh,
that moves. Design
sure.
this cloud. Design this cloud that moves. Like
Sure.
you could just use the other one. It's all right. You're allowed to do it. It's just, and I don't know, like, but I'm also like I haven't gotten super far into it. Like I'm not at a point where they're giving me like all the cool stuff. Like I have a
Yeah.
gun that I drew, but like, yeah, it's. I'm curious to see how much it picks up when I start it again on Monday.
Are they
So.
the ones that did Scribblenauts?
Yes, it is Fifth Cell, and I didn't
Okay.
realize that because I was like, oh, like these came out around the same time? Like, what were the companies? And I realized they were both Fifth Cell.
Interesting. I did like
I just know
Scribblenauts
that,
quite a
yeah,
bit.
Scribblenauts I feel like did better out of the two series, but like Drawn to Life had a SpongeBob game, so I have a feeling that's why more people might know the series more.
I see. Interesting.
Mm.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so I'm working through that, and then yesterday we did our birthday wheel, which is something that I'd done like a year and a half ago, where I let viewers put games on a wheel, and then I just spin it and play it for 20 minutes or until I get a game over.
Okay.
We ended up playing Pinocchio for the Super Nintendo, and we actually beat it last night.
Okay. Is it good?
Because, uh, eh.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's not as good as Lion King for SNES, and that's saying something.
Okay.
So that should really tell you there. Like it was easy for the most part.
Okay.
I didn't have any issues with the game until I got to the final level, and the final level was basically Turbo Tunnel.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, no, it's like, okay, you can duck and you can jump, and then eventually you dodge Monstro. But the funniest fucking thing happened. It was frustrating in the moment, but man, it was fun. It's funny in hindsight. When you get like you're escaping from Monstro, and you crash into a beach. Pinocchio's on the beach, but Geppetto's still like floating in the water.
Okay.
I wasn't quite sure what to do because there's like no sign or anything of what you need to do. So I walked left because I figured maybe he just catches up to him, or like you trigger the end and then you go and get him.
Mm-hmm.
But if you walk left, the game considers that as you abandoning Geppetto, makes you lose a life and do the entire stage over again. It ignores the checkpoint and sends you back to the beginning of the stage.
That's awful.
During the moment, sucked ass, but in hindsight, is actually kind of funny.
Man, that's rude. That sucks.
Yeah, no, it was rude. What you had to do was apparently just jump towards him, and the game just auto triggers like the cutscene. It's very, very silly, but like, God, it was just very funny. Of just like, oh, what the fuck, dude?
Oh man, do you remember the Hook game? I think was around that time too. There's a lot of games from that time that were platformers.
Yeah, Sony did that one.
Yeah, that game was cool. I like that game.
No, game's all right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I got it on like SNES and Sega CD because the Sega CD has like the music and dialogue spoken out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Pinocchio, other than the issues we had with the final stage, probably took like under an hour to finish.
Wow, that's pretty
40
quick.
minutes-ish.
It's pretty short.
It's a very short game. I literally sat down and I beat it on normal on stream, and then after the stream, I'm like, I know I should just beat this on hard. Mm-hmm. So I sat down and played through it on hard, and it took a little bit longer, but like, yeah, no, very, very fast clears. So
interesting. I never played that game, even as a kid. Never played Pinocchio. Huh.
Yeah, and like Westwood Studios did it. I'm pretty sure. Hang on, I got the box here. Doop-a-doop. Virgin Interactive. I know there's a pop-up for specifically Westwood because they were on for Lion King too. But yeah, no, it doesn't say otherwise. 3 levels of difficulty: easy, normal, and expert. 9 levels plus secret bonus levels. Wait, I don't remember the secret bonus levels. What? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Gonna have to go back. Gotta go back.
Gonna have to go back to the Pinocchio.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna do that later.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
stuck
actually
in the
gonna
Pinocchio
go back.
hole, man. I can't escape.
You gotta know.
Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. I'm gonna read the manual. Save me.
Yeah, I got out.
Save me, manual. Don't make me do it.
I got out. It was over. It was done. There's time now.
Over. There was time. God damn it, you beat me to it.
Awesome. Is that all you've played this week?
That's all I've been playing, more or less, yeah.
All right. Mine's pretty quick. Still doing Expedition 33. I was going to do the Sean thing and just push for credits, because kind of at the end you have like this opportunity where the world opens up and it's like, You have the final thing you can do, or you can like go explore stuff. I decided to explore stuff, and I'm just going to take my time with it because I love that game too much to rush that ending. And some of the side stuff I've been doing in the end game is fucking incredible. So I'm going to try to see all of it. I've decided, so that's probably not going to get finished for a while, but you know, it is what it is. It's super fun. I found I think it's a secret fight that is one of, maybe it has to be the hardest one in the game because it's incredibly hard, but it's also anime as fucking stupid in the right way, so I'm so excited to do it. I'm so happy.
Nice.
That game's great. That is a Game of the Year contender somewhere in there. And just a quick thing about Doom in the Dark Ages, because I was not going to be one of those people to pay $130 Canadian for early access, so I just waited for it to come out last night. Played about an hour of it last night. That is some Doom as Doom. It definitely has a different pacing and feel to it that I feel I need to get used to a little bit more, because even though I like things about it, I wouldn't say I instantly fell in love with it in the way I have the other Dooms, and it's probably just because I'm not used to a little bit slower, more methodical parry system stuff. Like, all of the hits are slower, but they feel like crunchier when you do it, so it's cool, but it's a different kind of cool. Also, not having Mick behind the music definitely feels a little lackluster in a way that the other ones don't, which sucks. You know. Yeah, but I'll be playing more of that because it's Doom, and what I've played so far is cool, but it's just different. So that's pretty much, I'll talk more about that when I have more experience with it. That's kind of it, though, for what we've been playing, so let's go ahead and jump into news.
All right, before we jump into the news, I read the book. There's no secret stages mentioned in the game, in the manual at all.
Okay.
There is a stage that if you do not read the manual, you won't know how to finish it if you're playing this game on normal or hard. And I didn't realize this. So in the first stage, you're on your way to school, and there's like these random pages you can pick up. I thought you needed them to beat the level, so I was picking them up.
Yeah.
Turns out they give you special abilities for the rest of the game, and if you just do not grab them, you don't have those abilities, such as the ability to attack.
Wait. So
the yellow page lets Pinocchio fly higher on blue balloons in level 4. The red page lets Pinocchio spin around fast to knock down enemies. The blue page lets Pinocchio jump higher to reach hidden bonuses, and the white page lets Pinocchio stay on the seabed longer in level 6. So I think they might force give you the red page, but like, because you need that attack to beat one of the later stages at the very least. So the fact that you could theoretically not have that is insane.
Who decided that? That's awful. That's so bad.
Virgin Interactive, baby.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, well, that kind of stunned me a little bit because it's such a bad idea.
I feel like I dodged a bullet. I feel like I dodged a bullet now that I'm reading this. I'm like, wow, I didn't know any of this. Thank God I got through it.
No kidding. Jesus. All right. In news here, basically I just pulled a whole bunch of what other people had posted in the Discord, and I deleted, like, I looked at everything, and I didn't pull almost half of it, because a lot of people posted a lot of stuff, and some of them were repeats, but let's talk about how Skype is finally dead.
It will be missed, ?
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta be honest with you, I thought it was officially dead, like, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, like a while back, but no, it is completely gone. And
Microsoft, when Microsoft bought them, let's be real here.
Yeah, Microsoft wants you to use Teams now, is kind of the story headliner thing. They're sunsetting Skype and saying you should move everything to Microsoft Teams. So there you go. Rest in peace, Skype. You supported our podcast for way longer than we should have let you, to be honest. But, you know.
When you word it like that, Jesus.
Yeah. On the opposite side of things, a comeback story, if you will. EB Games has been bought by a French-Canadian entrepreneur from GameStop, and EB Games is coming back to Canada.
Why not?
Yeah. Why not? If you have more money than sense, why wouldn't you do this, I guess? Stefan Tetrald, however he pronounces his name, apparently bought it from GameStop Holdings and is going to reopen stores as EB Games here in Canada. So that's just
I mean, to be
weird.
fair, I still call the store EB Games.
Yeah.
But that's also, like, apparently the name change happened officially in 21, but I remember when I was working there, they were slowly trying to roll things over to GameStop.
Yeah.
And that was like 2010-ish.
I mean, at our age, we remember when it was Electronics Boutique, the fully written out thing. So, I don't know. That's just weird. It'd be kind of exciting to have more places you could buy a game, but I'm guessing they're probably just going to continue on selling Funko Pops or something.
Apparently the guy who bought it also works with like Todd McFarlane or something he's like connected to.
Okay.
Like, for like some figure shop or something like that. So I would not be surprised if you might see like a reduction, like maybe Funko Pop, unless that's like a hot seller for them.
Yeah.
But like you might see everything else more or less stay the same.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see. He's probably not going to tell his stores to get rid of all their stuff or whatever. So it's probably going to be largely the same. Like
unless you can make money back on like readjusting it or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
However that all works.
Yeah, I have no idea. Time will tell. In other news, PlayStation is welcoming teamLFG to their studio family. teamLFG is ex-Bungie people, along with some other people from around the industry. They're putting together for a project that's coming out that they haven't announced yet. So
I'm
it could
not
be
gonna lie,
interesting.
I thought this was an esports team. I genuinely thought this was an esports team.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I'll quickly read what their thing is. Hello world, it's a delight to meet you. We're very grateful to be joining PlayStation Studios. Our studio is headquartered in Bellevue, Washington. The team members working both on site and remotely through the US and Canada. We're a team composed of not just industry veterans who have shaped titles like Destiny, Halo, League of Legends, Fortnite, Roblox, and Rec Room, but also industry newcomers, fresh creative perspectives and skills. We're passionate about exceptional action-based gameplay, moment-to-moment game feel, and richly social virtual worlds. So we'll see. They also write
I didn't expect Roblox to be in there. That caught me off guard.
Which says to me maybe industry newcomers who, as kids, made Roblox stuff that got popular.
Maybe, yeah, possible.
Which is interesting. That's kind of cool. They write here also, our first game is a team-based action game that draws inspiration from fighting games, platformers, MOBAs, life sims, and frog-type games. I don't know what that means. Players will inhabit a lighthearted comedic
fractions?
world. That would be great.
I want me a Frog Fractions fighting game.
Frog Fractions
promised
3.
me the world now.
Yeah. Players will inhabit a lighthearted comedic world set in a brand new mythic science fantasy universe. We can't wait to reveal more. So I don't know what that means. A lot
already with that.
Yeah. But I don't know. Good for them. It's always kind of refreshing to see a studio opening rather than closing, which is
especially with the way the world's been lately.
And especially with how EA has been, because they confirmed that Codemasters' driving team has been laid off and redeployed to other parts of EA.
That's like the one thing Codemasters did good.
Yep.
How many fucking Colin McRae games did they make, or whatever the fuck his name was?
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but they will be keeping, I think, the F1 stuff, because I think that does good for them, but that's kind of its own studio, apparently. From reading this article, that's kind of a separate thing for them, which I didn't know. I thought it was all wrapped up in the driving team, but I guess they have a full team that do that sort of thing. And
I mean, like they were releasing like dirt games, the actual like Colin McRae racing games, and then like the side stuff too that I can't remember. Like,
yeah,
they were making a
few.
lot of stuff.
Yeah, they were. I guess they haven't been recently, which is probably part of why this happened. I'm just seeing...
Yeah, that makes sense. Just sucks.
Yeah, like the last non-F1 thing they did was 2023, and it was EA Sports WRC.
WRC, that was a series I was trying to remember that they did too.
Yeah. I'm just seeing... Oh, right. Onrush was one of the best racing games ever created, and they sunset it within a year. So, like, Sony fucked up as far as I'm concerned with that one. That sucked. That hurt. I love that game.
Sony making mistakes. Who could have seen that coming?
Yeah. Colin McRae, Dirt 2. Yeah, they did a lot of racing games. Jesus. So that's unfortunate, but it does seem like the only thing they've really been working on for the last 5 years was every now and then, like they had a Dirt 5 in 2020. They had Grid Legends in 2022 and Sports WRC in 2023, but otherwise the only games they were doing in that time was F1. Which makes sense why they're keeping that. And EA is going to wrap it up into the EA Sports branding. So that's not.
I mean, they used to do F1 games, so I'm not shocked, but.
Yeah. Disappointing, though. I liked Codemasters racing games when they weren't F1. I don't care about F1, though, in general. More bad news, I guess. Sony is considering the PS5 price hike to cover the tariffs. Who saw that coming?
This like who didn't see this coming?
Yeah.
Let's be real. Who the fuck did not expect this?
Yeah, exactly. I really like that. I can't remember if it was posted in the Discord or how it was posted, but maybe on socials where they were considering passing on the price to consumers. It's like, just fucking say that Trump fucked you and you have to charge more.
They can't because they will get charged more.
Yeah,
that's the dumb thing. They have the
so
pussyfoot
dumb
around the fucking president. So obnoxious.
It's so stupid. And the other stupid thing, like maybe not for them in the States, but is that this is working in the way the president wants because they're opening up manufacturing in the States now as well.
But it's going to take years to get that done, though.
Yeah. And hopefully there's a giant change by the time that gets done with
I thought I saw like someone said in that report, like they say they're thinking about opening it up. Not that they're confirming they're making stuff in the US, that they're looking at the possibility.
They're considering is the way they're talking about it, but I don't know. Might happen. Go figure, the tariffs are still screwing people. Who knew?
Hooray.
Yeah. And the last industry thing, we have a whole bunch of just announcements that I'll go gloss over after this. The last industry type thing is level 5 concept has been completely dissolved.
Wait, that still existed?
It did. So the company subsidiary of level 5 that was established when Keiji Inafune joined in 2017, even though he left in 2023? Does it say in this article?
He hasn't been there for a while. I'm surprised.
Yeah. They finally are dissolving it completely. I'm surprised they didn't when he left, but things happen.
Maybe
slow,
they thought he'd come back. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly.
They'll come back. They always come back.
Possibly, yeah. Oh, right, and they set up in March a new office in Osaka. I forgot about that. So that's really funny. Man. Oh, I see. So he did leave in 2017, and he was heading the Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Steals Time game. Then he left, and apparently the Level 5 CEO was trying to overhaul the game development or whatever. So that's probably why they were keeping it. They were trying to maybe save whatever money they've already put into this stuff. And I guess
that makes more sense. Yeah.
Just decided it's not worth it. A statement here is, our company has been dissolved following the decision made at the shareholders meeting held on April 30th. As such, those who have credit with our company should apply within 2 months of the day following the publication of this notice. There are no applications made in the aforementioned period. It will be excluded from the settlement. This is obviously translated from Japanese, so it's a little wonky. But, yeah, they're done. Concept is dead completely now.
What is Inafune even doing now? Did he even stay in the gaming industry? I feel like he kind of got laughed out in a way.
Yeah, maybe for good reason. A little bit. He kind of wrote some checks that his ass couldn't cash at the end of the day, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't actually know what he's doing. I don't know. I still respect a lot of the stuff the guy's done. He's made some of my favorite shit of all time. But it doesn't say anything on his Wikipedia. Well, it probably does, but I'm not going to read all this while we're doing the show. I don't know.
That's fair.
If you know, write in. Let me know. I'd be interested, and I'm lazy. The rest of the stuff here is just release stuff. So Echo the Dolphin and Tides of Time getting remastered, and they announced a third game, which is kind of funny to me.
Sure, why not?
At this point, why not?
It's the year of our Lord 2025.
Yeah.
Why not a new Echo the Dolphin?
Were you a fan of Echo?
Vaguely. I played a little bit of the games, but never actually like tried to beat any of them.
They're kind of hard just because it's easy to get lost.
They're weirdly horror games too. So I'm surprised to be like, yeah, let's do this again.
They are horror games, that's right. The thing that people don't know until they play them. They get really fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd be interested in it. Maybe like pulling the camera away from the dolphin a little bit would help, because it was weirdly hard to get through some areas in like caves or whatever because of how tight the screen was around the dolphin, so it was hard to see where you're going sometimes. They could do a lot of things to make that series playable, but it's just weird.
I'm just curious what they think they're going to do that's different now from what they originally did.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. But it's not as weird as Bubsy coming back in the Perfect collection.
Yeah, no, this got announced a while ago. This isn't shocking.
Yeah, the news is the date, I think, is released, wasn't it? No.
And I think they released the full list of games, too.
The games. So. Yeah, that's what it is. So it will include Bubsy in Fractured Furry Tales, the Jaguar release, Bubsy and Claws Encountered of the Furred Kind from the Genesis and SNES, Bubsy 2 from Game Boy, Genesis, and the SNES, and Bubsy 3D from the PlayStation. So the different versions are all there. I
cannot believe they put Fractured Furry Tales, the Jaguar game, and Bubsy 3D in this collection. I know they were getting every Bubsy game, but like...
Yeah.
Dude, what? People are going to be like, cool, I bought this collection of like some of the worst games and some okay ones.
Yeah. Yep. Good times. I think the biggest news, maybe of like the whole week, honestly, is that GTA was pushed back to May 26, 2026. So our Game of the Year predictions were wrong.
So did we all predict it was actually going to be this year?
I think so. I don't remember, but
shit.
I think Nathan might have been the naysayer, because frankly, Nathan's always the naysayer.
Someone was a naysayer.
I love the guy, but he's always the naysayer. That's what I love about him, frankly.
My God.
Yeah, so GTA 6 is set to release in May 26, 2026, probably to the joyous chorus of all other game developers who are like, holy shit, we can release our game this year. Because I know a lot of...
I feel like the entire game industry was held hostage, basically.
They were, yeah. Their statement is, Grand Theft Auto 6 is now set to release May 26, 2026. We're very sorry this is later than you expected. The interest and excitement surrounding the new Grand Theft Auto has been truly humbling for our entire team. We want to thank you for your support and your patience. Just standard PR bullshit, but now you know. Now you know when to take time off. So here's the real
question now. Are they going to launch with the online mode as a result, or are they still going to make that a year later release?
The online mode is probably the one that most people, frankly, want more than the actual game at this point.
I'm sure that's what the shareholders also want, is for that to come so they can make the bajillion dollars.
Yeah, yeah. As Wayward says in the chat, congrats, Expedition 33. It's going to help a Game of the Year for a lot of other games, for sure. It's going to help. Like Stellar Blade, who's getting released on PC finally, along with the complete collection for all platforms, which includes all of the crossover materials and stuff. That's June 11th. So if you've been waiting up, I like that game. I think that game's fun in a almost near way, but not quite. Like we have near at home kind of way, but it's still just a fun action game. People should check that out. Gex Trilogy, because again, this is the year where old games nobody gave a shit about come back.
Irony, poisoning.
Yep. Gex is coming back June 16th. You'll be able to pick that up then. Killing Floor.
Get right on it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Honestly, I think you will. I think you will probably buy it at some point.
You know what? No, what's going to happen is one of my viewers will be like, you should get the Gex collection. I'll be like, why? They're all behind me.
Yeah, and then they're going to send it to you. They're just going to they're like, no, you have to have this. It's important. It's important. Killing Floor 3 should have been out by now, but it was pushed back, and it is releasing July 24th now. I don't know specifics about it because, you know, I'll play it when it comes out. Killing Floor is just a game where you shoot a bunch of zombies for a while, so I didn't really care that much, but if it makes it better, I'm glad. I like that series. Persona 5, The Phantom X, releases June 26th. This is a free-to-play gacha game for mobile, which I'm sure a lot of people may be tuned out, but I like gacha games, so...
Is this the one that was already out in another country, or...?
I'm not sure. Somebody in the thing here is saying gacha plus no English dub, gross. So maybe. Maybe it is.
Yeah, I seem to remember some, like, there being a mobile Persona 5 game for a bit.
Yeah, I'm getting confirmation in the chat. It's been in Japan, out in Japan for a while. This is the worldwide release.
Okay, so that's exactly what it is then.
Yep. I like gacha games. I don't know that I care enough about like the Persona stuff to play a gacha based on that, but that's cool. Like, sure, whatever. I know a lot of people are rolling their eyes or whatever, but you know, it is what it is. The final thing I have here, Gears of War Reloaded is releasing August 26th. It's going to be $40 SRP on Xbox Series X/X, PC game, cloud gaming, PlayStation 5, and Steam. Arrives day one on Game Pass, Ultimate or PC Game Pass. It will support cross-play and cross-progression across all their platforms. And fans who already own Gears of War, the Ultimate Edition, will receive a free upgrade for Reloaded.
Which all that tells me is it's just going to make the game prettier, not fix any of the gameplay issues that Gears 1 has.
For sure.
So I'll probably pass on it. As a Gears fan, I will pass. Because I'm like, I've already played through Gears 1 enough. I do not need to do it again.
Sure, fair enough, yep. If you haven't played through Gears, this might be the way to do it when it's out on Game Pass.
Yeah. Just have a grain of salt and remember the rest of the games fix a lot of issues. The series progressively gets better as it goes.
Sure, yeah. All right, that is it for news. So let's move on to questions. If you want to write in, you can do so at, topdownperspective@gmail.com, TDP Podcast
on Twitter.
And Blue Sky.
And I think it's same Blue Sky. Yeah, we got at the .bluesky.social, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
My P.O. Box.
Yeah, Claire's P.O. Box.
We're missing one. We're missing one. Discord.
Discord, the one where people, the actual one.
The one that you use all the time.
Yeah, the actual one people use. That's right. Also the Facebook group and the Reddit and that's facetious.
Did we actually have a Reddit for TDP? I didn't realize that.
We did. Like 11 years ago, 12 years ago.
Yeah, that tracks. Cause I'm like, I finally got my Reddit account login information back. I'm like,
oh,
I didn't see TDP on there. I'm like, all right, whatever.
I mean, we could open the Reddit, but I'll tell you, like, I'm probably not going to check it, so it's probably not going to get answered if you write there.
There you go.
Who knows? But either way, you could write in and be like Elena Silver Knight, who says, I recently found out that GBA game boxes in Japan are completely different from the ones we got in the West. I don't know if they're more rigid, but overall they seem better constructed with cooler box art. Jumping to present, we now know how Switch 2 cases are going to look. Can't say I'm a fan of them with the all-red top border and legal disclaimers at the bottom. I was hoping for something closer to what they did for DS, thicker and smaller in size since the carts are tiny anyway. My question to you folks is, what are some of your favorite and or least favorite game cases / boxes across time? Also feel free to extend the discussion with your thoughts about the games themselves, cartridges, mini DVDs, etc.
Well, if you want to see the difference between the Game Boy Advance box and the Game Boy box, I have one over there if you want to go grab it.
Oh, sure. I mean, if you...
Show and tell, baby.
This
is my forte. Shit I can do.
All right. While that's happening, I think UMDs were garbage. There's something kind of interesting and fun about them, but the fact that they never carried forward, like, I'm not a fan. I guess what I like mostly is I like how the DS cartridges would still work in the 3DS. Like, I like when you can play the physical media across different platforms because they've, made them compatible. I'm a big fan of that. So like CDs and stuff is usually pretty fun, and it's usually just firmware for the OS that makes a difference. I was just saying that I'm a big fan of the fact that the 3DS would play DS cartridges and 3DS cartridges. Like, I like when there's compatibility between different generations. Yeah, for physical media, because that's in some cases kind of
Nintendo's
rare.
usually decently good about that. I'd say Xbox is one of the best about it, but yeah.
Yes, for sure.
All right. Game Boy Advance box in North America.
Yep.
Game Boy Advance box in Japan. They're smaller height-wise, a tiny bit longer, but they're more rectangular. And honestly, like, they use pretty good use of the space and everything. Like, these are kind of cute.
I'm going to increase your video size for a second just so we can see a little easier. Yeah. Yeah, I like those ones more, to be honest with you.
Yeah, honestly, you can stack them like this so they barely take up any room. They're cool. Yeah. I hated whenever they started doing like the thinner plastic DVD cases for games. I think it was like the end of the Wii era they started doing that.
Sure.
Those were so flimsy. Those were awful.
Yeah, I'm seeing if I have.
It was so easy
here.
to break a case.
I don't have any.
I don't have any nearby, available. But
yeah, no, I'm not a fan of those. I love steel books. Steel books are the best. I love them so much.
Actually, you know what I kind of do hate? I kind of do hate the 3DS case. Because what they did with the 3DS case is they perforated it.
Oh,
so these are all holes.
Yeah.
So like these also feel a little flimsy. They're a bit more better put together because it's spaced out more.
Yeah.
But like they were much flimsier than the actual DS cases were. I get why, because they're saving on plastic. It's technically better for the environment. But I enjoyed how much sturdier they felt.
Yeah. I was a big fan of PlayStation 2 cases because in that era, like I would be going to like buddies' houses or we'd be like trading games or whatever, and it had the slot for the memory card if you want.
Oh yeah, no.
It's so good. Like what a smart design.
I love that DS cases had Game Boy Advance cartridge slots.
Yeah.
Because you could do the backwards compatibility. That was cool.
Very cool. Yep. All right, you want to take the next one from Suku?
Go, Chuck. Sorry. Suku writes and says, how many clones of you would it take to beat a silverback gorilla? You and your clones are weaponless. A lot. I was going to say who gets the gun, but no. A silverback gorilla, they're probably like 1,000 to even have a chance.
And
even then, there'd be so much of like sacrifice moves.
How would... Like, I'm trying to think... How would you even kill a silverback gorilla as a normal human with your bare hands?
Throw people at it, literally. Just overwhelm it.
I guess so.
Just play Pikmin with it. Just overwhelm it. Tire it out.
Do you think 100 would be enough?
Made it bleed 1,000 No.
No, yeah.
I think like maybe 250.
Okay.
Because like gorillas are fucking powerful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It just says like grab the bones off the ones that got ripped to shreds. I mean, I guess that also would work.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I guess I'm taking this more as like you can't use any weapon. Like even
the honor system against the gorilla.
Yeah, exactly. The honor system. I think your advantage as a human is that you can strategize and like think something out. So rather than just throw 100 dudes at the gorilla and have 50 of them killed with one swipe, you could maybe like cat and mouse it a little bit and tire it out.
See, I don't know, because humans don't have the ability to keep up with that kind of speed, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like it will just lead to you kind of getting overwhelmed anyways.
Yeah.
Like this was a whole discussion that was going on for a while. Like could 100 men take down like
is this
one
a thing?
gorilla?
Okay.
This is a meme. Yeah. Could 100 men take down a gorilla? And then like, well, if I had maybe The Rock and like, it's a bunch of wrestlers and shit like that, I'm like, yeah, maybe they'll have a chance. There
definitely are human beings out there that if there were clones of them, it would be substantially less than you or I would need clones of.
Oh yeah, no, significantly. Like just put them in the meat grinder if you're cloning me. Just don't even bother.
Yeah.
I got that muscular atrophy from HRT. They ain't gonna do shit.
Fair enough. I think 200. I think I'd be comfortable maybe with 200. But and this is the other thing. If they're clones, can we all control each other like a hive mind, or do they act independently? Because that also might. My whole thing is.
I think they act independently, but they all think the exact same way you are. So whatever you think, they probably would also be thinking at the same time.
Okay. Because my whole thing is that as humans, the thing that have made us higher than all other things on the planet is our ability to make things and think, like, strategize. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But if your clones are just doing some stupid, like, throwing their fists around and saying, like, if you come into my area, you're going to get hit sort of bullshit, like, then it's probably going to take over 1,000. Like, it depends how stupid they are, I guess.
Can they be smarter than me, please, for the love of God?
Yeah, please. Someone has to be smarter. Man, I think I'd go 200. I think. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, at least 200.
That's hard. Rasterman7 writes, if we're able to have any piece of artwork for a day, maybe if you were able to have any piece of artwork for a day, what would it be and why? The definition of art is subjective, so you can take what you see, fit to your interpretation, and Gabriel is minding his own business, so no funny business in that regard. The genie thing.
I mean, I'd love to have the Sistine Chapel.
Oh yeah, just like in your backyard. That'd be sick.
Just have a house-sized version of the Sistine Chapel. There you go.
Yeah. Oh man, you know those Gothic cathedrals and stuff in Germany or whatever. Like, I would love to have one of those. Those are so cool. Those are so cool. Yeah. Otherwise, what about like a painting? Is there any I love Van Gogh. I would love like a Van Gogh piece, probably. He's always been one of my favorites.
See, I would probably like the first thing that came to mind was the Mona Lisa, but I think that's a fresco, right? Like it's on a wall. So it would probably be like, I don't know, like maybe some pop art, like Andy Warhol kind of level stuff.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What about like, oh my God, I can't remember his name now, but some of the sculptors and stuff that have done things for movies, like horror movies and stuff like that. There's one guy in particular, I can't remember his name, that I was a big fan of as a teen.
I might have had a way better answer now that I think about it.
Okay.
I want some, now that you brought up like the idea of like sculpting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I want like a Muppet. Give me a Muppet version of like myself, or like
Muppet,
or like a ninja, or like a Ninja Turtles level of puppetry or something like that. Something big and cool like that.
Yeah, that would be pretty sick actually. That's a good one. I can't believe I forgot this dude's name. I feel so bad. His name is Mark something, I'm pretty sure. So if anybody...
This is the guy that designed like Predator and stuff like that, isn't it? If that's the guy I think you're talking about?
Maybe.
Or is this a more recent guy?
No, definitely not recent, because I got really into him in art school in college. Yeah, I don't remember, and I feel bad. So it is what it is.
VGC Kenny says, how would you make a Fortnite movie? The only thing I can think of is a less dystopian battle royale, the book or movie, not the game genre. Yeah, no, that's probably it. I mean, to be fair, Fortnite does have an overarching story. They could just do the overarching story.
Yeah.
And
would
like
you
maybe
Tron
tighten
it?
up so it actually thinks.
Kids get sucked into like this battle sort of thing.
You're just describing the Minecraft movie now.
I am, yeah. The Minecraft movie was okay. I watched it. It wasn't that bad for, a kid's movie.
Yeah, I guess keep in mind it's a kid's movie.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing.
Chicken jockey.
Do you understand that? I don't understand what that is.
Well, I know what a chicken jockey is.
But like, is there a meme?
It's just delivery. It's just the delivery that made it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, got it. I was just wondering if there was like a meme that kids like loved, or like a streamer or something did a thing, like if there was a background to it.
No, it just became like people wanted to make it into like Rocky Horror Picture Show, so they would just react to things during it, and Chicken Jockey just became one of the things. Like I think it was like an out of context clip that was going around during trailers.
Oh, okay.
And that became like the memorable line for people, and then it became like let's like actually bring live chickens to our viewing of Minecraft so we can run around with them while that happens.
I feel so bad for those employees, but yeah, that's right. Jack Black sure likes to say what he is looking at in that movie, and it's kind of hilarious. Like how dumb that is.
It's kids for kids. That makes sense.
Yep, for sure. Jacko304 says, in The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, the Zora armor allows Link to swim freely underwater, but also doubles damage taken from fire and ice damage sources and will instantly or nearly instantly cause a game over if Link falls into freezing water or lava respectively. This isn't something a 12-year-old me was aware of until after being the whole game wearing the Zora armor. What was something you did in a game that, unknown to you, was making the game significantly harder to play/beat?
I'm very sure I've played some games as a kid that I just forgot mechanics for, or just didn't ever figure them out.
Yep, for sure. I'm trying to think of stuff. I think if I got decent with parry mechanics when I started playing like Souls games, I would have beat them easier. But I didn't until like long after.
I know when I was growing up, I hated using sub-weapons in Mega Man games.
Yeah, me too.
So I just would not use them. Or like I would only use them when the boss came up. So probably that.
Actually, I still have that problem. For some reason, I have this block in my brain that I shouldn't use sub-weapons in the main stage, and I don't know why. Some games actually...
I do it out of comfort, because I'm just like, I already know how the buster works, so like it'll always be the same.
And it sucks
I don't want to waste
switching
the ammo.
Like, it's time consuming
That's why I
to
was
press
glad, like,
start.
when the X games, when they introduced you could use the shoulder buttons to switch, I'm like, oh, that's way better. Hell yeah.
Yeah, way better, for sure. Also, some of the games later design it so that to get through some of the stage stuff, you basically need to do a thing with a sub-weapon.
Yeah.
Which
I know,
makes some
like,
sense.
Mega Man 9 did that a lot.
Yeah.
Mega Man 9 was actually a really fun one to use the sub-weapons on, because, like, there were so many, like, movement ones that it just made the game actually really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one, actually, though.
Dead writes in and says, how many virtual game cards do you have? A quick way is to go to accounts.nintendo.com/portal/VGCS and check the count there.
Okay, I'll tell you.
This number is going to be stupid. I know for me, it's going to be absolutely stupid.
164.
537.
Yeah, okay. I was waiting for it. Yeah.
Yeah. It took a while to load. So
I gotta say, I'm impressed that I have 164. I didn't realize.
I'm almost disappointed I didn't have more. Clearly not trying hard enough.
Opposite ends of the spectrum with that one. That's funny. I'm impressed. Yeah. I'm disappointed.
I thought better of this of myself. My God.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I didn't know about that. Interesting. I'm not a big fan of that system.
They patched it into the Switch now, so they already have like the game card thing on there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, there's game share and virtual game cards. I think my Switch will actually tell me if I click it on here too. Yeah, actually, you told me if on the Switch it says 537. So yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go. Phantom Aegis writes, ahoy TDP crew, what is the oldest film you have ever watched? What made you decide to watch it?
Probably Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Okay. When did that come out?
I remember how. That's 60s. I'm trying to remember when Ed Wood did stuff because it was a black and white movie.
Plan 9 from Outer Space was 1959.
40s. Oh, I was so close with the 60s. Damn.
Yeah, very close. Very close.
That has to be the oldest one because I maybe have seen like some Charlie Chaplin film. I don't remember how old Three Stooges movies were. Like, I've definitely seen like some Charlie Chaplin like shorts, but not the full movies.
Sure. Oh yeah, like what was his? The Dictator was his big one.
Great Dictator, yeah. That was one. No, that was one of his like That was one of his few speaking ones. So
yeah. That was 1940. So that might for you, that might be earlier.
Yeah, I haven't watched the full thing. I just saw bits and pieces of it. So
gotcha.
Three Stooges movies, I've seen a couple. So again, that could also be it. But I forget when the Three Stooges were active.
Mine would be between Nosferatu and Un Chien Andalou, but I don't know which came out first. So let me Google.
I think the other problem I have is I watch riff tracks, and they tend to pick a lot of older stuff.
Oh yeah, like
so it's entirely possible
stuff.
I've watched something older and just don't even think about it because of that. Yeah,
for sure. Okay, Nosferatu is A Symphony of Horror is earlier. That's 1922. What made me want to watch it is that it's like a base, like foundational horror film for vampire stuff, and I like horror, so that's why.
Well, what did it for me is I bought Destroy All Humans, and it was the pre-order bonus. Was just the movie
nice.
Plan 9 from Outer Space, so I watched it.
That's great. That's awesome.
Ace Viewer says, have you ever had to repair a console or accessory yourself? If so, what tool set did you use? Is there a specific set you recommend DIYers shop around for? Also, is there a lesser known tool or aid you recommend people have around?
I think we've both done this, actually.
Yeah, I've repaired some controllers. I've had to do cleaning on them, like when they got poured, like soaked in like Coke and stuff like that. I've had to clean some cartridges, so I tend to take cartridges apart on the regular.
Yeah.
So this is what I use for my actual cartridges. This is the Pink Gorilla Games Bootleg Buddy.
Ooh.
It's a kit that I think they still sell on their website. And it is 4 different screwdriver sets that lets you take apart basically any cartridge. So, because they all use different size security bits. So, like, I think this one works on, I think this is the NES one. And also maybe Game Boy. This one's for bigger ones like the Genesis. Smaller ones for like systems that use like either standard screws and stuff like that. Like I think this is the GBA one specifically. Like they're neat, and like they come with cards to let you tell the difference between actual circuit boards and bootleg ones. So it's like really helpful if you want to get into that level of collecting.
Cool, that's awesome.
So that's probably my biggest recommendation.
I think didn't Pink Gorilla expand recently into like a new?
Yeah, they've got a store in Vegas now.
Yeah, good for them, dude. That's awesome. Pink Gorilla's sick. I think I still have my. Oh yeah, right there, my Pink Gorilla.
Oh yeah, your actual Pink Gorilla. I am surprised that as a retro game store, like they are thriving as well as they are. I'm like that's awesome that they are.
Yeah.
But like that's a market that's kind of hard to break into at times.
Yeah. It helps that Cody and Kelsey stream and are just generally decent people. So that helps.
Yeah, that helps a lot too.
Yeah.
Kelsey does so much, my God.
Yeah. I guess like if people don't know and you want to watch, I think it's DS Koopa is their thing on Twitch. You can go check them out.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
If you Google Pink Gorilla live stream, you'll find it pretty easily.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of wish it was just Pink Gorilla, but it's something like Koopa something from what I remember.
I think because it was his personal account originally, and then like it took off. I'm pretty sure that was the story behind it.
That makes sense. Yep. Okay, I'm getting confirmation. It is DS Koopa. There you go. Okay. I have fixed my red ringed Xbox. I have fixed Nathan's red ringed Xbox, and I fixed my OG PlayStation 4 yellow LED problem, which was the same problem as the red ring. It was an overheating issue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I've fixed my own consoles back then, but I can't like cars. Like you learn how to fix like an old car because it was manufactured in a way where you could, and then they became really computerized. I think consoles are the same way, and I don't want to deal with
consoles are very close to that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had to take discs out of Wii's, and I think that's the most complicated thing I've had to do. Like, because sometimes the disk drive gets jammed. Anything past that, like I've taken apart. I mean, to put a hard drive in, you have to take apart a PS4 and PS5. So I've done that, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, I'm trying to remember what system was I actually had to take the casing off of and actually like remove some parts. Oh yeah, I put in a 72-pin connector on my NES.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I highly recommend if you have a newer controller, like especially a PlayStation one, don't don't get into fixing it yourself, because that sucks to put back together. It's awful with all the little parts and the haptic feedback and the triggers and everything. It's a nightmare.
If you can find someone else to do it and they're affordable, fucking just do that for your own sanity. If you want to learn how to do it, that's a different story.
It's awful.
But just get ready to deal with a lot of tiny parts and screws.
Yeah, I basically, like, taking it apart is the easy part. Putting it back together took me like maybe a couple hours of just like fidgeting until things fit back together. It was awful.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I think this came around because I was chatting about the Better Way Electronics situation, which I'm not going to get into here, but that was a tool for PlayStation 4 diagnostics that you could like, it could read error codes and tell you how to repair your PlayStation 4. But the bigger story, and people can Google it if they want, it deals with the dude who runs it is a psychopath, and I'll leave it at that.
Yikes.
Yeah. Hebrew Lantern writes, in relation to a story of Hideo Kojima leaving a USB stick to his employees of game ideas to use after he dies, do you have anything similar in case of your death? No, I don't.
That kind of rules. See, the closest thing I've done is I recorded a video when I started transitioning. I'm like, hey, whenever if I play this video to you, I either have completely blown my cover or I absolutely trust you. So that's what I played when I came out publicly to my audience. Is this video I recorded, like, I think it was a month or two in to transitioning. And I played it at the 2-year mark. So,
man, okay, that's kind of fun. I definitely think
we looked a little different, the two of us, just a smidge,
just a little bit, yeah. I think when I have a kid, I will probably definitely do like a video in case I die or whatever. That seems like probably a thing I would want to pass on just in case, because you never know, right? Like, shit happens. But no, I have nothing like this.
That would be fun to do. I feel like I could do that as a content creator. It could be like, hey, it's probably like 20 years past my prime or whatever, but like, this is my final word to you all before I eventually get shot.
Oh man, that's awful.
I feel like I've been like, I feel like a decade ago, I'm like, I'm going to get shot. That's how I'm going to die. I know it. It's weird that I'm just like so convinced of it.
You've just kind of like, you've made peace with that or whatever.
Well, I kind of have to as a trans woman in a way. I'm just like, well, now I'm persecuted. Rad / I fucking hate this. So
it would be kind of sick to get like a pacemaker put in with the sole purpose of connecting it so that when your heart stops, something happens, like a YouTube video.
Putting a fucking dead man switch in your actual body? That's kind of rad, actually.
It's kind of rad. It's kind of rad. I would,
a little fucked up, but it's kind of rad.
If I had the ability to do it, I probably would make like a YouTube video that just went out on everything of like my death, just because I think that's fun.
If you're watching this, I died or I went past a magnet.
Yeah, really. It goes off like twice a year, basically during convention times.
Uploads.
Yeah. During MagFest and PAX, he dies basically every time.
Oh my god. And Board Code 2 ends us off saying, how do you organize your digital games? Do you like separating everything into folders or categories, or just leave it as one list of whatever is currently installed? Alphabetize, just like everything else here.
Yep. I use a program called Playnite, which brings in all of my digital games from every launcher and standalone stuff, and it just basically makes a database so that I can easily launch stuff and track things. Alphabetized by category, all of that sort of thing, depending how I want. Because sometimes I also want to like tag them so that like I can go category Resident Evil and it'll bring up every Resident Evil game I have available digitally in some way, like just stuff like that. So, but yes, alphabetize.
That's so much more effort than I would. That's more effort than I would do.
Yeah,
I would argue alphabetizing is a lot of effort as is. Not as bad for digital, mind you, but
no, because all of it is metadata for me, so it's not that bad. Yeah. All right, that'll be it for the top-down perspective for this week. What is your game of the week?
That's a good question. Despite all the shit I said about it, probably Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah, that's fair. And it's easily Expedition 33. That game is incredible. We will be back
someday.
Yeah, I think you would really enjoy it.
I keep trying to find a physical copy, but they are sold out everywhere.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised how well selling that game became for how little I felt people were talking about it until it came out.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me. I'm pretty sure we'll be back next week. Sean will not, just so you're aware. I think he flies back around this time next week, so he won't be making
I may not be here next week, actually, because I believe I have a sponsored stream at the same time.
Okay. Either way, I'll figure it out. I'll probably just do a solo. We'll do a quick one.
So unless we do a late episode, yeah, it probably will be solo.
You know what? If it's just you and me, we could probably do a late one, because I'm a night owl anyway. So we'll figure it out. Stay tuned to the Discord and the socials. We'll figure it out. Have a good night. We'll see y'all next time.
Later, everybody.